Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the 1997 financial crisis. And I think it's relevant to discuss this right now, especially in light of what's going on over in the United States. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, Bank of Thailand Reiterates Limited Impact of Global Banking Problems. Quoting directly, Thailand's central bank on Monday repeated that it expected only a small impact on the country's financial system and financial markets from the problems at banks in the United States and Europe. Yeah, because quite honestly, Thailand is sort of a once bitten, twice shy kind of thing. For those who are unaware, going back, the Asian financial crisis began in Thailand. It was basically effectively a Thai baht currency crisis where the baht lost a great deal of value when the peg broke against the dollar, for example, many other currencies. The British, especially the pound, was especially strong against the dollar for quite some time after that. I came in 2008, and so we're looking 10 years after that. And there was still, I mean, when I look back on that time period, I realize now that Thailand was still kind of in this doldrums, you know, coming off the decade that had passed since 1997. And you could see the policy changes between then and now. You just sort of see it. You know, Thailand really was not fully back on her feet after that whole thing until a decade later. And you can get into what was going on behind the scenes with all of that stuff. It's pretty fascinating. I have my own opinions on all of that. But long story short, Thailand, especially the banking system, learned its lessons very, very well. And in my opinion, I kind of think the Thai banking system is one of the better run, if not one of the best run banking systems in the world because of the lessons it learned back in 1997. And again, I wasn't here at the time. I've just read about it. I've read about the ramifications. I've read about the policy choices that were made in the aftermath. And it's a bit reassuring, although I don't wish for people to be complacent in their thinking, but it is a bit reassuring to know that you kind of have quote-unquote grown-ups in the room who have dealt with real problems in banking before when future crises arise, because a lot of those folks are still around. And quite honestly, I think their experiences and their wisdom, which was accrued as a result of those circumstances, don't exist necessarily in some of these Western countries that are dealing with this present situation. And as a result, I think the proof is in the pudding, if you will. They're not as capable, perhaps in this moment. Now down the road, maybe they'll get better, but they're not as capable at responding to this. Whereas, honestly, even going through the COVID situation, I think banking and monetary policy was prudent, very prudent here in Thailand. And, there's not, in my opinion, a ton of cause for complaint with respect to that. Now, that said, is it perfect? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I think one of the ramifications in 1997 for thinking about financial and monetary matters here in Thailand, one of the upshots of 97 was they're very acutely aware of those issues. And I think that you have a lot of people that are pretty good at analyzing those issues and making the right calls with respect to what Thailand should do with respect to Thailand's banking and monetary system.